Hello there and welcome to Fairyland Cottage. Thanks for joining me here today. It's another day of decluttering. I hope you're ready for some paperwork decluttering. Now I know a lot of people absolutely dread the thought, but I promise you, do it along with me. Give yourself some time, and once you get stuck in, you will feel fantastic when it is all done. And I'm also going to show you how to make some simple paper out of the paper that you're getting rid of. So who'd have thought all those bills coming through your letterbox would actually bring some value to your life? So without further ado, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get going. I have all my paperwork in boxes, so I'm just going to bring out the boxes and put all the paper on the table. Next, you're going to want to divide the paper into categories. You might already have this done, so just divide it out onto the table. Next, you're going to start with each pile going through, and you want 2 boxes on either side of you. One pile is going to be for what needs to be shredded, things like that have your address, important documents, and then the other pile is what needs to be recycled. Going through paperwork can take a little bit longer than other things because we do need to be mindful of certain documents that we need to keep. When you are finished, what I do then is I just keep one pile of all the documents that I need to keep long term. Your birth cert, college degrees, certificates, licenses, anything to do with your house, things that you need forever. The next pile I like to keep is, say, the midterm pile. So these are things that need to be kept for maybe a year or two and then you can get rid of. So say if you have the car insurance, things like that, tax, you need to keep them for the year and then it's renewed and then you'll keep the next one. Any important documents, shred them. When you are recycling paper, make sure that you take the staples out of it. I know it sounds really simple, but you need to make sure that you do that because when paper is recycled, it can't cope and they're not going to spend time separating the paper clip from the paper. What I like to do is keep a box by the front door, and any bills that come in, you just place them in there, and then once they are paid and you don't need them anymore, just shred them and move them on. To make paper, get yourself either your sink or a big huge basin. Place a couple of handfuls of shredded paper. Now, if you don't have a shredder, that's fine. Just tear the paper up into little bits and into the basin it goes. Fill it up with water. Next, you're going to need some type of hand blender because you need to blend up all the paper until it is literally like mush. You could also use a blender that you have in the house. If you can have a blender that you just use for making paper, that's great. I just used the hand blender and then I cleaned it thoroughly afterwards. Blend it all into a pulp and you'll know when it's ready because the water will be just all kind of like mucky and pulpy. Next, get yourself some type of sieve. This is just one of those splatter sieves. Whatever you have in your house that's very fine mesh. So my paper is going to come out round and you're going to dip it into the basin underneath all the pulp and then just lift it up out of the water and let all the water drain out underneath and you'll be left with this paper pulp on top. Now, if it is too thick, it's going to make cardboard. So it's kind of a little bit of trial and error, but just put more water into the basin if you need to, if it's too thick. Then you're going to bring it over to a towel and then put another towel on top of it and just squeeze out some of the excess water. So make sure you've got most of the water out of it. Put another towel on top and get your iron and just iron the paper. You're just trying to get out some more water. Now, if you have loads of time and you're happy to leave things just drying, let this air dry. I just like to use the iron, it just speeds up time. And then turn the sieve over and the paper should just pop out. Now you may think that it's all going to come apart, but it's magic and everything stays together. And then what you want to do is just put another dry tea towel on top and then start the process again. Keep one towel for the major excess of water and then all the other kitchen towels just 4 on top. And this is what one looks like when it is fully dry. It is really, really strong and durable. You can just leave it circular. It's beautiful to just use as some artwork, or you can cut it into a square and make it into some cards to give to people. You can see that you can easily write on it also. So it can be paper that you use every day or paper that you use as cards. There you have it. You have downsized, streamlined, decluttered, all that paperwork, and you should feel much better when it is done. And just remember, it takes a little bit of time, and give yourself that space that you can spread out all the sheets everywhere. Just makes the job a whole lot easier. So that is it for this week. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video at all, give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone you know who is stuck under a pile of paperwork and doesn't know where to start. And leave me any comments down below, any questions, or how you like to do your paperwork, and if you actually enjoy doing it. I don't know if anyone really does out there, but maybe there is. And until next week, head over to Instagram and say hi to me over there, and I will see you then. Bye now.